Arsene, can we start with your team news ahead of Monday night?
Well, we are quite far from the game, but at the moment everybody who played against Aston Villa is available for Monday night, and one or two possible comeback. Maybe a very slight chance for Sanchez to be in the squad again, but it's too early to be sure about it.
Is he back in training yet, Alexis?
He's running, but not participating in full training.
Since your last game, you've been paired with Barcelona in the Champions League. What's your reaction to that draw?
Well, we play against a team who is hold of a trophy and is the best team in Europe at the moment. But I think we have a chance to knock them out, and we have to be inspired by the result we made against Bayern at home, and that will be the same kind of difficulty, not more. And do we achieve the same result? I think we have a good chance to go through. It's a difficult but a very exciting one as well.
Exciting also, Man City on Monday. What would a win do for the confidence of your team?
It will boost our chances, of course, to be at the top, and I think it is a massive game that you play at home, and of course that you want to win, because we are ambitious. We feel that over Christmas we play many home games, and that our strengths at home will be very important to come out in a strong position after Christmas. It's a very tight game because we look at the numbers since the start of the season. Offensively and defensively, the two teams are very close. You know, Man City has, of course, a huge individual potential. With Aguero coming back, Silva coming back, and we know them all well. But so we will need a top level team performance.
In terms of Sanchez, Arsene, and bringing him back, is he a difficult guy to hold back and ease in gently? Because we have this sort of perception of him that he wants to play all the time.
Yes, but you know, I believe that that's normal for a player that he wants to play. You want him to be keen to play, but he respects all the decisions I make, and that's what you want from him.
And I know you would always say you trust all of your players to tell you when they're fit to play and when they're ready, but
not all of them.
Not all of them. Is he one that you do trust?
Look, it's not trust in a negative way, but I say not all of them. It's some of them are so keen to forget that there is pain somewhere that they say I'm all right, and they are not. So of course I take, first of all, you know the players, the psychological profile, and you take that into account, and then you get your scientific advice, and then you trust your gut feeling as well, and the whole together makes a decision.
You're right, it is kind of a compliment. It's not necessarily a negative thing that they say they want to play.
No, it's a compliment. You want everybody to absolutely wanting to play, and I must say we have shown again recently with Olympiacos, with Villa, that we have a fantastic mentality in the team, and these players are something special on the human front, and I hope that on the longer term in the championship that will come out, I'm sure.
So will you take it out of his hands a little bit and make sure that you're the one that says when he's coming back rather than he tells you when he's ready?
Yes, because he's always ready.
Good. In terms of the City game, you said that you've looked at the numbers, and offensively and defensively you're quite close to Manchester City. What do you mean by that? What numbers do you see?
A number of goals scored, a number of goals conceded, number of passes made, number of possession percentage. You know, it's all very, very close. If you look at all the numbers.
Are they the biggest threat to Arsenal winning the title this year? Not to say there's not others in the title race, but are they the number one threat?
Look, nobody, I don't know if they have a number one threat, but City is a threat. You look at what they've achieved in the last 3 or 4 years, you look at their individual quality, you cannot dismiss City as being a threat to win the championship, of course.
Do you find it strange that for the second year running at around about this time, Manuel Pellegrini is trying to do his work whilst in the background there's constant noise about Pep Guardiola coming to Manchester City?
Look, I don't know if that's down to City, that's down to media speculation, and I don't know where that comes from. And it's very difficult to master nowadays, you know, to have this kind of speculations. You look at Real Madrid, everywhere there are speculations, and it looks like it's part of our job now.
Do you think it could be destabilising to what he tries to achieve with his team?
It can be, but I believe Pellegrini is experienced enough to deal with it. You know, maybe if it was a very young beginner in the job, it could be destabilising. I don't think at his level it will.
It could be an advantage to Arsenal if it does, though, couldn't it, over the long course of the season?
Look, I believe that what will be an advantage to us is to focus on our performance and not hope any weakness from City. I think we go in a top-level game where all the rest will be forgotten and everybody will focus just on the performance of the day.
On the league generally, is what Leicester City are doing at the moment good for English football?
Yes, of course. Not only for English football, it's good for everybody all over the world in football to see that teams who are not at the start, the biggest budget, can compete as well. And there's always a way to be successful when you're intelligent and competent, and of course that's very positive, and they've shown again a fantastic performance on Monday night.
With every win and every week that goes by, do you take them more seriously as title contenders?
I always took them seriously, but when we won 5-2 over there, nobody took our performance quite seriously. Just okay, it's normal that you win at Leicester, and since you see that it was a great result and a great performance on the day.
You always say that as long as things are mathematically possible, you believe that they could happen. You never rule them out. You've said that about Leicester winning the league. Whilst it's possible, they can win it. In the same respect, at the other end of the table, while it's still possible that Chelsea could be relegated, do you think that they're in a relegation battle?
No.
You believe they'll pull away from that?
Yes.
What gives you that belief?
The quality of their team.
And the manager?
As well, you know, I'm not here. If you ask me objectively, will Chelsea fight not to go down? I say no chance. They're going through a difficult spell, but they are not in a relegation battle.
Do you think their best chance of turning it around is keeping with Jose?
Look, I do not want to assess any other things over Chelsea. It's not my problem. My problem is the game on Monday night.
Do you have the same kind of sympathy for him that you have with all managers when they're under pressure?
Look, I just gave you a good answer.
And just finally on transfer business, do you see yourselves doing early business in January? Do you have anything lined up yet?
We are here as well, open-minded, and we are not the only ones who can decide about the speed of the transfers, because we have to adapt to the availabilities and to the speed of negotiations and to the willing of the clubs to sell. But we are, as I told you, we are open to do something because we are short.
Thank you.
Arsene, just one more on Chelsea's run at the moment.
It's one too many.
But are you genuinely amazed by where they are at the moment?
No, look, I do not want to assess the situation of Chelsea. It's not my problem and not my interest as well. And so I think we have a big game on Monday night. It's important that I do not comment what's happening in the Premier League, but that I focus on the game on Monday night.
Did Mesut Ozil have a good little holiday?
Yes.
How important is it to get a little break into your top players nowadays?
Look, Ozil is the main provider in our team and in the league. There's 13 assists in the league. So that players who can make you score are very difficult to find, and have something special on the vision front and on the technical quality, and that's what Mesut is about. But it's as well what people forget many times, in his way, an exceptional fighter, because he runs much more covers the distances during the game, and he has added runs into the box now. You watch how many times he's in the box compared to what he did before. I think he has become an absolutely unbelievable player.
And in terms of Manchester City, do you feel that Pellegrini actually gets the credit that he deserves?
No,
Why is that?
I don't know. Personally, I rate him highly, and on the football front and on the human front as well. And but why? That's down to you. You should ask yourself the question.
And on Barcelona, do you feel that you are better equipped now as a squad to take them on than you were when you played them in the past?
We are more mature. We played them. We played against Barcelona with top teams. We had top teams, but very inexperienced and very young. And Barcelona was in full power. So of course, but we still managed to beat them. And it was always very tight. You know, we have never been beaten, and we're sometimes unlucky as well. So that is in our mind, and that is deep in my body as well, and I do not forget that, and we'll have a chance, an opportunity to put things right, and we'll focus on that.
The title has often been won by what you would call the bigger teams who've taken points off each other.
Mm-hmm.
So with Monday's game in mind, do you think that's still going to be the case this season?
Yes, of course. Maybe more than ever, because it will be. It looks to be very tight. They've played 16 games. The top team is 35 points, so it means that the Premiership could be played at around 80 points. You know, decided about 80 points. So it's, and if you look at the results, it looks like the consistency will be the main priority in this league, because every week you're surprised by the results, and so we have re-established a good run. So for us, it's important to continue that.
And are you more concerned when you face a team like Manchester City by the fact that they've been there, won it recently, or their individual flair players? What concerns you more?
No, I believe we are in December. We are still not fighting for the Premiership on Monday night, but what you look at is, of course, to nullify the individual quality they have offensively. That will be vital for us to find a good balance between defending well as a team and expressing our way to go forward. But you cannot ignore the individual quality they have up front.
Arsene, when you look back at that 2-0 win at City in January, that looks like the catalyst for what's been a great year. Is that kind of how you see that going?
Yes, it was a needed step for our team. It was not enough, but it was the first step that was certainly vital to strengthen the belief of our team.
And given that, you must feel like they go into games like Monday with a much greater confidence.
Of course, when you have never done it, people say can tell you're good enough, but when you have done it, you know you can do it, and that strengthens you. Of course, it is important.
And just on a slightly different topic, Tottenham have announced their new stadium plans with a capacity of 61,000.
Yes. Are you surprised?
You're going to put some more seats in at the Emirates?
Sorry?
You're going to put some more seats in at the Emirates?
We'll try.